Sam from our edible suburb, from our simple sustainable life, and I'm down here in the garden, and I wanted to give you a quick update on the fall garden. Some things that are going really well, some things that are not going as well as I wish that they were, and I especially wanted to give you an update on what's going on with the fall squash hydroponic experiment, because there have been some big changes, some big updates on that, and I think you need to see them. These are green beans. It's the third week of September, and we've got beans that just look really great. This is one of the joys of living and gardening in Georgia, is when other people are having to think about putting their gardens away, we're still planting and having some good results. Back over here, look at this. These are jalapenos, and I'm getting like this wonderful late season batch of jalapenos that are on there. These are going to be really fun. The big thing for those of you, the 4 of you who watched my pod review on Criolacella peppers, we've picked gallons and gallons and gallons of them. We picked the plants completely clean, and now we have another huge harvest of these Criolacellas coming in. Because it's late in the year, the pods are much smaller than the ones that I did in the review, but they're still juicy, they're still sweet, and as you can hear, I'm chewing. See, took a bite out of that. They still have good heat. I would say even some of these are a little bit hotter than the ones that I picked during the summer. But yeah, that's spicy. That's a good meatball. But I think that you'll like those. I'm going to choke myself to death now. That's what happens when you go live with things and you don't know how hot it's going to be. Normally, those wouldn't be as hot. These wouldn't be as hot as a jalapeno, but I promise you, the one I just ate just kicked my butt. I got to thank Mike McDermott up at Buckeye Pepper Company for introducing me to these Criolacellas. I just can't get over how much I love them, how much they are a new favorite of mine, and will find a home in my garden every single year. If you're looking for something for Caribbean cooking, if you're looking for something for fruity salsas and things like, you cannot do better than these Criolacellas. I'm going to show you some other stuff that I like here in a minute. Just because I'm running through this without planning. See, that's one of the things. You got to love the professionalism in my videos. Some people plan them all out, they script them. Not me. I'm down in the garden and I say, hey, let's turn on the camera, because people really want to see you make stuff up as you go along. Maybe that's something to the fact, or a connection to the fact that I get like dozens of views instead of thousands of views. Oh, well, what the heck. But here are some frying peppers that are coming on as well. If you can see down in there, if I can make any sense out of it. We see those. These are golden roasters and red roasters. I got these from Refining Fire Chilies out in California, and we got freezer full of those, feeding them to the guinea pigs, and now we're getting a whole second harvest of those here in the fall. No, yeah, they're not going to be as big as the ones in the spring, because they're not going to get as much sunlight each day, but they're going to be just as good, they're going to be just as prolific, and I highly recommend the golden roasters and the red roasters. Oh, let's stay on the run here. I know you're just stunned by the professionalism of what you're watching. I wanted to stop here because these are some of my Carolina Reapers. Thank you to, I think I got these seeds from Refining Fire Chilies as well, but of course Carolina Reapers come from Ed Curry in South Carolina at the Puckerbutt Pepper Company, another place I'm really happy to do business with. Some mustard jalokias. I put a whole bunch of these in my hot sauce that I made a few weeks ago. These are tasty. They're butt kickers as well. Just moving right along before I get over to the winter squash. Just show you I'm getting a nice second big harvest of habanero peppers, which are such a great all-purpose pepper. And tomatoes. I just ate, well, you know what I'm going to do? These are fall tomatoes. I've got a lot of cherry tomatoes coming on. They're getting ripe. So let's just see. I'm just going to eat this because, again, professionalism. Oh man, that's good. Professionalism has no limits on my YouTube page. So come on over here and I will show you the update on the winter squash hydroponics experiment. That's it, dead as a doornail. If you watch the earlier episodes, you'll remember these plants were just doing great. They were really, really beautiful, and now there's nothing. There are 2 or 3 things that went wrong, and because I don't want to be one of those guys that only tells you the happy ending stories, I want to tell you the whole thing, because sometimes stupid stuff happens on a farm. And this is one of them. First of all, the user error. These are 2-inch net pots on this 4-gallon container, and this was a spaghetti squash. I should have used 3, maybe 4-inch net pots and only planted 1 plant in there. Had trouble when the plants were getting big with running out of water, because when you've got 4 big spaghetti squash plants, cucumber plants, 4 gallons of water isn't going to last very long. So I should have done 1 plant per tub right there. That's the first mistake. I should have used. Second mistake is I should have used bigger net pots. The third mistake is I should have given them some support with this netting right here. I didn't do any of those things. And on top of that, then late last week we had a sudden cold snap here, which doesn't happen in North Georgia very much. Now it didn't frost, it didn't freeze, but the weather got down into the low 40s out here at night, down here in this low area. And because these are just 4-gallon containers, the water got just too cold, and the roots didn't want that 40-degree, 39-degree temperature that the water got down to. The roots were dead. I came out in the morning after they were fine at night, and in the morning it was just all wilted down. It was just all gone. So just some things to take away from that. I'll be moving the hydroponics inside pretty soon, because I realize that we may be going to have a cold fall and a cold winter, and I don't want to suffer a failure like that again. I'll take these all inside. I will replant them with lettuce and bok choy and some things like that, and everything will be fine. But sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes Mother Nature doesn't cooperate, and you look at that and you go, well, poopy. And you learn from it, and you start over, and you don't quit. And then the next time things are going to work out better, because I've learned from my mistakes. That's the thing, is don't expect not to make mistakes, but always make sure you learn from your mistakes. And you don't want to make the same mistake twice. There are a whole world full of mistakes out there. Why make the same ones over and over again? So that's it from the fall garden. I hope you got something out of the episode. If you did, give us a like. If you have any questions or comments, maybe tell us some of your own problems that you've had with your fall winter garden or your hydroponics. Drop us a note in the comments. Send us an email at samburtononline@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time. Have a great week.